Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. Welcome to November. This is the What's New, and we're going to share with you what's new. We're going to start off with what's going on, what's new with us. Let's start with that. We'll start right after this. Hey folks, you know that Bison raised their rates at the beginning of the year for owner-operators and for company drivers. And I gotta tell you, it has been so successful that they wanted to let you know exactly how much their drivers are making. That's right, they have significantly increased the base rates for their teams. So owner-operator teams can earn up to $360,000 per year. That's right, you heard me say that right, $360,000 per year. Company team drivers can earn up to $120,000 per year per driver. That's right, per driver. That's some big numbers, right? They have a wide variety of Canada-only dedicated team positions available for folks to choose from, and Bison has a steady freight to keep the teams moving. So if you want to significantly increase your base rates, then you want to make sure that you sign up for that. Now, Bison has also increased the base rates for owner-operators. Owner-operators running Canada-only can earn up to $185,000 per year. They have a wide variety of Canada-only positions for owner-operators to choose from, and Bison has a steady freight to keep the owner-operators moving. So where can you learn more about all of these things? I mean, you know, $360,000 for owner-operator teams, $120,000 for company driver teams, and owner-operators running by themselves can earn $185,000 per year. Canada only, folks, that is incredible. Well, the best place to go is to go to bisondriving.com. And while you're there, while you're talking to the team, would you let them know that you heard about it from the Lead Pedal Podcast? Hey, good luck there. You're going to make some great money working for one of the safest fleets in North America. All right, let's get into some of the news, some of the changes we've got going on. We've got some great things. First of all, in October, congratulations to George Burns, who won our fan club draw. George won an illustration of his truck. He's with Joseph Transport. So George won that. Our next one will be on November 10th, I believe, is going to be the next one, the next draw that we got coming up. Our trivia games, we've changed our trivia games on Lead Pedal Radio to Truckers Christmas Group. So we're playing Monday nights at 7 o'clock. And you can get into fun with that. We've been playing... Truckers Christmas Group helps trucking families on both sides of the border, and having... letting them, they give them like $500 for, you can nominate a family if you want. So go to truckerschristmasgroup.org if you want to learn about that. And we will be playing for them. And the way we do our trivia is whatever money we raise, when we do our draws, we draw something from Truckers Christmas Group and buy it from them. That's how they get the money. So that's what we're doing for November and December draws. So join us for our trivia games Monday night, 7 o'clock, either on our Facebook page or on Lead Pedal Radio on Mixcloud. All right, so there's those two things. We've been talking a lot of stuff about on LPR Live. We've had some great topics up there. One thing, if you want to, we had Travis McDougall on, and he's going to be on later on in the month on the full podcast. You'll hear the full interview, but he was talking about signing the petitions to make the roads safer in Northern Ontario. You've got until November 15th to do that, so make sure you get involved with that. We've also been talking a lot about mental health. We've been talking about Driver Inc. We've been talking about the top 10 things they say that the trucking industry is worried about for 2023. I'm not sure I believe all top 10, because they had stuff like driver retention and stuff down in number 7 and 8, which I think should be up close to the top. But we talked a little bit about that. And we've been having some fun on our other shows as well. Been covering a lot of events, and so that's where we've been for the months. And here's a little snippet of some of the things that have been going on the radio shows. Technology and freight matching, all that kind of stuff. They went out of business. I gotta say, I saw them at Matt's I didn't go to Matt's this year, so 2 years ago at Matt's, they had a whole floor right above the where you go into the entrance to Matt's. They had the whole top floor, and that whole top floor had it was like VIP suite and all that. Like they basically took over, and here they're out of business. Just shows you just shows you there's more testing coming out, different ways of testing, combining tests. So combining the test of when you actually last had cannabis or smoked, and then how long it's been, the type of operation you do. This was very informative. I'm not a cannabis smoker. I don't really judge anybody. I got lots of friends who do, I'm sure. But in trucking, this has become a real problem. And if you guys remember, I was at Truck World. Truck World was 2 years ago now. And I talked with a young driver who was there, it was great having him on the show. He said that he was a regular cannabis user. Basically, he used it almost every day. Now, he was a driver as well. I was surprised, and I'm not going to say his company. He actually delivered the stuff. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but he felt, and he had listened to our show a number of times. We talk a lot here about being fit for duty. That's what this whole presentation is, and the Fitness for Duty Summit that they're doing is, are you really fit to be in the workplace? And even though you think you're fit, you might be causing issues for somebody else. And so he was saying, yeah, I believe I'm fit every day. I listen to what you guys preach. I say, I'm clean when I go in. But he was smoking every day. Based on the data, he probably is not as fit as he thinks. So it's good stuff here. We're going to do a full recap on this. Hey folks, just wanted to let you know about Driver Check, and they are Canada's Fitness for Duty experts. That's right, their priority is to make sure that you have a safe and healthy workplace. They've been around since 1996, and they are a leading provider of workplace medical testing and assessments in the country. You know what? They're involved in the transportation industry, oil and gas, aviation, rail, mining, construction, healthcare, manufacturing, forestry, and much more. You know what? They specialize in drug and alcohol testing, occupational health services, medical staffing, and injury management programs. You know what? Make sure you ask about their Fitness for Duty Summit, which happens every year. And you can learn more about all of their programs and services at drivercheck.ca. And make sure you tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you. Thanks for listening. All right, so let's get into some of the guests that we got coming up for the month of November. Boy, we're already into November, eh? Let's see. Okay, so starting with our next episode, we're going to be talking about where you can find load restrictions. That was a Lead Pedal Q&A. We've got the Medellin tow truck, which we found this Peterbilt up at the Big Rigs Truck Show, and it was right across from us, and we're going to be featuring that in episode number 1109. In episode 1110, you're going to see a recap of the Hamilton Transportation Club with a special Stephen Laskowski of the CTA. Had a very strong message for the trucking industry of what we need to fix coming up in 2024. We'll be talking with you. Aaron Gilchrist from IntelliShift is going to be with us in episode number 11,012, talking about how to protect your fleet and how to use the data with dash cams and so forth. We got a hot rod fire truck to show you in episode number 1114. Sorry, 1,114. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking with Travis McDonald of Safer Highways. Travis is signing a petition trying to get things safer for truck drivers running up north and across to the West Coast. And so we'll be talking about the petition, which is due November 15th. We recap the Driver Check Fitness for Duty Summit for 2023. We were part of that. That was a virtual summit, and we're going to talk to you about that as we go along. We've got a great 2003 Kenworth to show you from the Clifford Truck Show, which will be our featured truck of the week. On episode number 1120, we talked with country rocker Frank Fletcher. He was in the studio. He's a musician from Alabama who says life for musicians is very similar to truck drivers, and that's why he thought it'd be cool to be on the Lead Pedal Podcast, and we agreed. Women's Trucking Federation is unveiling another trailer, and they're doing this in conjunction with the provincial government to get it into rest areas and service plazas. And we're going to be recapping that event. They did an event up in King City not too long ago. We'll be doing that for you. George Burns won our contest last month for fan club members, but we featured his Pete in the past, but we're featuring it again because he sent me some new pictures, so I thought I would do that. So that's going to be our featured truck in episode number 1024. Let's see, we've got another award-winning driver from Bison, Triana Moniz, who's going to be joining us on the podcast to learn about her award on 1125. We're going to be giving you some owner-operator tips from Ken Robson of Rims Transport in episode number 1027. So there's just some of them. We've got some Turn Back Tuesdays, Lead Pedal Q&As mixed in there already. We haven't figured them all out yet, so we didn't put them out, but we've got lots of stuff coming up. So make sure you stay with us and stay active in what's going on with us. And when we come back, we're going to tell you about some of the events we got coming up right after this. Hey folks, have you heard of Driver Verified? That's right. This is a place where you go online, create a profile, and it acts like your resume. This is no more paper resumes. We're in 2023 here. So here's what you do. All you have to do is you go and you create a profile, and it is searchable so other people can find you. So if you're a driver, you create a profile, you add your resumes, you can add awards, you can add photos, add your education. Now you have a place for your employment records. And you know what? There's a free resume exporter, which you can send it to other people, and you can collaborate with companies and insurance brokers. Owner-operators can do this, companies can do this, insurance brokers can do this, and this is how the world is going, my friends. So you want to make sure you're getting online and staying in front, and Driver Verified is the way to do that. So go to driververified.com and sign up for free. You do not pay anything until you start sending out reports, and you know what? They may even send out free resumes for you. So check it out. Go to driververified.com, and by the way, if you happen to be talking to them, then let them know that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you. All right, enjoy, good luck, and get online today. All right, so let's tell you what's coming up as far as events. There's not a lot of them coming up because we're almost at the end of the season, end of the year, whatever you want to call this thing. But if you're listening to this the day of, let's see, your next one actually is the TCA Canada Bridging the Borders event. This is with Truckload Carriers Association. It's in Mississauga, Ontario, November 8th, and you can register at truckloadbbb.com. Truckloadbbb.com. This is a great informational. It's in Mississauga, Ontario, at the convention center, and they're going to be telling you what's going on as far as changes between the U.S. and Canada and trucking on both sides of the border and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good event. Been there in the past. Do a good job. All right, so that's November 8th. That's actually the only one we've got on the docket. Haven't heard about any others. Hopefully we've seen you at an event around, so that's a good thing as well. All right, my friends, hey, make sure you follow us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform, and you can also find our live programs on Lead Pedal Radio at Mixcloud.com. All right, we'll talk to you later. Be safe out there. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. We got some great ones coming up for you, and we'll see you next time.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.